I thought, no, church sounds really boring. I was a teenager at the time. And then I asked her probably the question most teenagers asked. I said, are there going to be girls there? She said, yeah. I said, I'm going to church. So I went to church and I sat down. First time I went inside the church building, I'm looking around and I see the cross in front of the church. I see the pews. I literally thought I was on a movie set. I've never seen the inside of a church building before. Then the youth pastor got up and he had his Bible in his hand. And when he showed me that Bible, I knew what it was because I've seen it on TV, but I've never seen a Bible in person. And I thought, man, this is killer. This is awesome. That's a Bible. And then the gentleman got up. He was a youth pastor. He got up and he said two words that I'll never forget the rest of my life. And those two words were Jesus Christ. And when he said Jesus Christ, I leaned next to this guy next to me and I said, this kid I just met, and I said, that guy just swore in church. He just cursed. He said, Jesus Christ, you can't swear in church. And he started to laugh and chuckle a little bit like you're laughing. And he said, man, that's not a curse word. That's God's son. I said, God has a kid? God has a kid? And he's like, you just listen in to what the youth pastor's saying. And he went on to talk about what Jesus did for me on the cross. And it blew me away because at this time in my life, I didn't know what the word sin was. But when he began to tell me it's the things that we do that God don't approve of, that he didn't create us to do. And I said, man, I'm a big sinner, man. And at a young age, I was drinking at a young age. I was breaking into cars. I was breaking into houses. My dad taught me how to handle everything with my fist. Here I am listening to about Jesus for the first time. I wanted to know more. I talked to this youth pastor afterwards. We sat down and we talked for 2 hours. I wanted to know so much about this Jesus. And a long story short, I got down on my knees and I surrendered my life over to Jesus that day. And in Bible college, I went off to Bible college. I got out of all the things that I was doing before. And I went off to Bible college, and when I'm there in Bible college, I wanted to study to be a pastor. I wanted to tell people about this Jesus. And there at the college, there was a magic store down the street from the college. And there was a friend that showed me that store, and I started buying little tricks here and there. And before you know it, thousands of dollars later wrapped up in magic stuff. And I've been using that as a way to share my faith in Jesus Christ and travel all around the country in front of over 100,000 young people a year to share that story. And the best way that I know to share the gospel is not by saying you're a sinner who needs Jesus. It's I'm the sinner who needed Jesus. And people realize, I want that Jesus in my life. He is no curse word. He's my Savior. He's my God. He's my friend.